What's up, Ballers? Today we have Raditz versus Gotenks. So we're both charging multicolors turn one. He's playing blue-yellow, basically a good stuff deck, and I'm playing green-red Raditz. Instead of the traditional Raditz and Vegeta engine, I'm running the Brawly Tragedy Foretold. So you can see I top 5 into Vegeta the Cruel and dump my Dormant Legend. Kind of shows my cards per se, as he now knows I'm going to have the Broly. You only ever want to charge one multicolor really with Raditz here. Not running any of the check lands, there just wasn't enough space in the deck. So typically I only charge the one red-green. That's also why I'm not running the secret rare Kaioken, because there's just I'm never going to charge the second or third red for it. The Gotenks leader swings at me. He's taking his own life to bolster his hand because he knows I'm going to be picking away at it. That's a hit I decide to take. Typically, I'll take almost every hit on my front side as Raditz, at least till I get down to 3 or 4 life. You want to keep his pseudo draw with the activate main on his front, and you want to see more cards in your deck so you can dump more targets. Like here, I take the 1-drop Raditz, and then I'm going to drop a card from my hand. I choose to drop the Master Roshi, that way I can use it to fish back a card later and increase my hand size. So the important thing about Raditz is when he attacks, your opponent warps a card from their hand. And he doesn't draw on his front, but the warping a card is actually, it's very powerful due to there was an expansion Raditz card in the Anniversary Collection that lets you draw a card for each 2-colored card your opponent's warped from their hand. So it actually lets you generate quite a bit of advantage in the late turns. You can see he's charged quite a few good cards, but that just lets me know his hand is pretty strong. He's taking some life. He keeps awakening to try and get a bigger hand. That ape's going to do wonders for him because it's going to let him draw 2. He warps that from his drop area and draws 2. The flip side of that is it is 1 more card in the warp for my Raditz 1-drop, which I play a little bit later in the game. So here he taps 3 for the Gotenks. I don't think it's a great card, but I can see why it's powerful and I can see why it's useful. The dual attack double strike draw 2 for 3 energy, it is good value. He's got dual attack. He just restood it there. I took the hit. And again, like I said, I'm typically going to take life down to 3 or 4 life before I awaken or start defending myself. He swings again. Here I'm thinking I probably don't want to take this, put myself in double strike range. So I believe I combo out here. For my super combos in the Raditz deck, I'm running a split of 2 Raditz, or 2 Nappa and 2 Vegeta. I see I did have the Arrival Broly, comboed the Raditz to get me to 15, then minused his Goten 15. So he was 10 to my 15, and then I get the Broly out from Arrival. In early turns against decks that don't really have proper removal, the Broly is very, very oppressive. It's just something your opponent has to deal with, or they're either going to lose a card out of their hand every turn from comboing, or he's going to swing at them 30k every turn. Play the 1-drop Raditz to draw 1, and I believe this is where I play the Unison. I'm running the Bardock Unisons in this deck. I think it synergizes well with the Raditz. I think it synergizes really well with the Broly. Basically lets me snipe 2 cards from my opponent's combo area every turn. Activate main +1 to drop. My opponent has to drop a card from their hand. What's interesting here is I don't really want to attack his leader because I don't want to give him too many cards. So I'm going to be swinging at his Gotenks. He awakens to untap. That way he can make some more defensive plays, rest my leader. In hindsight, I probably should have attacked with the leader first to get the card out of his hand, but in any event, this might have been the better play because I was able to drop the super combo with Bardock, and if he combos anything else, I still have the Broly leader skill. So he probably wants to combo the Grade 8 Bardock, and I'm letting him know I still have the ability to pitch a card from his combo area. So he's going to have to pitch 3 cards just to keep his Gotenks alive at this point. Um, and I still have a swing with Unison afterwards as well. So yeah, he lets the Gotenks go. I don't want to swing it as leader and give him any more cards right now. I want to keep his options low on his turn because I'm tapped out and I only have 4 life. So he could crack me back really hard here. Yeah, see, he charges the ape that I figured he would have comboed in. It's definitely a tough spot when the Broly and Bardock Unison are both out and there's not much you have to remove it. So he's attacking my, I believe it's my leader here. Combo out with the Bardock super combo. I love that super combo in this deck. The ability to play it afterwards. You can either use it for more pressure on your turn or as an additional 10k. In a deck that doesn't field a lot of, he doesn't board a lot of guys and he doesn't keep a really big hand, I think the Nappa is very, very useful. So here I'm going to spend 1. I believe I'm playing another 1-drop. Yep, Raditz to draw 1. Pitch him. That way my opponent has to drop another card from his hand. Now, even though he's awakened, here I swing with my Raditz leader first. This is to just take another card out of his hand. Even if he rests one of my guys at this point, I don't really care because it's just more cards out of his hand. He still has to, for him to rest my my Broly, he still had to combo. I was able to remove the combo with my Bardock skill, so now he still has to, I'm only at 10k, so he's not going to take the hit, but it takes quite a few cards out of his hand. I decided to give him 1 with the Bardock, that way I can get him lower next turn for when I go in for the kill. The resting my energy did hurt. I believe I was sitting on some Vegeta the Cruels here, trying to get ready to counter the Bardock ape, but we'll see how this plays out. So he's 15 at my leader. I'm still 10. I think about comboing out. Yeah, I have the super combo. I'm at 4 life. It's the hand control aspect is really rough here because he probably wants to combo but can't. Here he's using the Goten and Trunks skills to bring them to his hand from drop by dumping 2 cards. And he's going to play another Gotenks. Really big value. I'm a little bit scared of the Gotenks at this point because I only have the 4 life left and 1 energy standing. Resting my Nappa was huge for him because it's 10k less I have in my hand, 10k less combo power I have. So here he just starts, I believe he's just swinging at my leader to try and get me to take some of my life. Maybe he can squeeze out the kill here. I don't believe I've used either my Raditz or either my Broly or my Bardock skills, so I've got quite a few cards to combo in my hand, as well as I can take his combo area cards out. So he's going, I have 3 life and he's going Gotenks to my leader. I take those. Gotenks to my leader again. I don't know if he should have just swung at my Unison at this point, but I think I had another Unison in my hand anyway to replay it. It certainly wasn't a bad idea for him to focus down my leader, but because I didn't use the Bardock or Broly skill yet, I was easily able to out-combo him if he tried. I forgot to play the Nappa after comboing with it. He graciously let me bring it back on the board. I'm charging the Bulma. The Bulma's great in the deck because it lets me put Dormant and drop if I didn't see it in my hand previously. Here I'm using the Raditz skill to give my Nappa 5,000 power and going in with Nappa for 15. He's Senzu Bean, so he's a 20k leader for the turn now. That doesn't bother me that much. I'm going to make him warp a card with Raditz. He only has 1 or 2 cards left in his hand, so he can't even combo them to stop the hit at this point. So I go to 20. He's got to take it. He's got 4 cards in the warp, so I can draw 2 with my Raditz at this point. And then I believe I draw into a second copy. So now I've got massive hand advantage over him as well. I use the -3 skill on Bardock and give him triple attack. That'll really help me close out the game if I can't finish it with my next 2 swings. The 30 he basically has to take. Nimbus, but he got it off of his life. It came a little too late, clearly. Second Bardock attack.